Hi, I'm Dr. David Croto, Dean of the Seminary and School of Ministry at Columbia International University, and I am here with Dr. Mike Naylor, Professor of Bible. Dr. Naylor, why is it important to study the biblical languages?
Well, the biblical languages, and I imagine hopefully most are aware of this, that the Bible was not originally written in English.
Not the King James Version?
No,
Okay.
no. A very important translation historically.
Yes.
But the Bible was written originally in Hebrew, Aramaic, both in the Old Testament, and then Greek in the New Testament. So when we're dealing with the text, we have translations obviously that we can use, but as we go back and take a look at the Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, we're able to work with the original languages in the spoken and written languages that would have been used during that time period.
So even learning Hebrew is important?
As a New Testament guy, I hate to admit it, but yes, even learning Hebrew is important.
Okay, so when we tell people it's important to learn the biblical languages, are we implying that the English translations are not good enough?
No, I don't think so. We really are blessed with a number of great English translations, and that's going to be an ongoing project in these years ahead that we will continue to need to update our translations because the English language continues to change and develop, and important for us that we really are incorporating the insights of our study of the original text and then translating it well into the language that people speak today. There's still a need as well to translate into other languages. There are a number of languages around the world that don't have translations in their own native tongue, and so that's a very important task and a number of ways that believers can get involved in that work today. So we have great translations that we can use. There still is a need, though, to learn the languages, and it really aids in one's study of the text, whether one is teaching or preaching or just even for one's personal study. Just a couple of quotes here that just to illustrate the importance of the biblical languages. Martin Luther, the reformer, said, "Let's be sure of this. We will not long preserve the gospel without the languages. The languages are the sheath in which the sword of the Spirit is contained. They are the casket in which this jewel is enshrined. They are the vessel in which this wine is held. They are the larder in which the food is stored. And as the gospel itself points out, they are the baskets in which are kept these loaves and fishes and fragments. If through our neglect we let the languages go, which God forbid, we shall lose the gospel." And one of my favorite quotes, Bruce Metzger is quoting, I believe, a Greek Orthodox priest. It said, exegeting the English text is like kissing your wife through a veil. You can do it, but it doesn't have the same smack.
How does someone go about studying and learning the biblical languages today?
There are a lot of great resources that are available. A number of different textbooks that one can use for Hebrew, for Aramaic, for Greek, as well as various kinds of digital resources. There are great aids, software programs like Logos, like Accordance, that help with utilizing the biblical languages in your study of the text. I think one of the best ways, though, if you have the possibility, is to sit down in a classroom, whether a virtual classroom or a physical classroom. And here at CIU, we have language courses available in both residential as well as online formats. And so for undergraduate students, as part of a Bible major or part of the 5-year BA MDiv or just as electives, they can take courses here with other students in the biblical languages. And we also offer the MDiv program here both beginning grammar and exegesis courses. And I have the joy of teaching the first-year Greek classes and love doing that. It's great being in a classroom with other students, learning the language that way. But if you can't take a program like that and do those kinds of courses, there are great resources available to help in that regard.
Learning the biblical language is so important, and thank you for addressing that today with me.
Yeah, gladly.